Good morning, and thank you very much for joining us. I am Yori Volare. Okay, let's look at the Edo State APC Governorship primary that was concluded a short while ago, a few days ago. And, well, a winner has been declared. Dennis Idahosa, a member of the House of Representatives, at the primary. And as you might well know by now, a parallel primary was conducted. INEC has said that it attended only one primary. I imagine that's what would be the case with INEC. And so here we are now. Dennis Idahosa has been declared the winner of that primary. The chairman of APC has congratulated him and asked all others to, sheath their swords and come together and work with the winner for the party's victory when the time comes. Okay, so here we are. But not everybody is on the same page in Edo State regarding that particular primary election. One of them is the Right Honorable Paul Ohobamo. He's our guest this morning, former minority leader and deputy speaker, Edo State House of Assembly, and spokesman, indeed, for one of the people who are contesting the position of the chairman of the party, Senator Monday Okpebolo. In fact, he's also a spokesman for that organization. And so here we are. The primary that I spoke about, the parallel primary, produced Senator Monday Okpebolo as the winner of that particular. No, I'm getting that mixed up. But thank God I have you with me here. So where are we now exactly? The winner has been declared in the person of Dennis Idahosa. You disagree with that?
Winner has not been declared. When a winner is declared, the national body will issue certificate of returns. So the truth of the matter is, you made in your background analysis that INEC monitored one primary.
Only one?
Of the several, only one. And they said it is the one that produced Senator Monday Okpebolo they monitored. And you know the law is clear, the extant law. The Electoral Act says party primaries must be monitored by INEC. The implication of that is that there is already legal disability with the one that purportedly announced Dennis Idahosa as the party.
What are you saying now? Are you saying that the APC has not been concluded?
I'm saying that
the chairman
no,
of your
it has
party
not. It has been
congratulated.
He did that hastily, and I'm sure he did that hastily. But the facts are clear now. He cannot issue secure returns to Idahosa. This is what we are saying. INEC monitored it. DSS report is there. Police report is there. Only in our own. The person that announced Dennis Idahosa, the chairman, who is not the returning officer, because it's the returning officer that should declare results. The chairman hurriedly just wrote on a piece of paper, not the document meant for the result, on a sheet of paper, allocated scores, and he was working for Comrade Adas Oshomole, his friend, and gave it to Dennis Idahosa when he entered Benin at about 1 p.m. that day. He was not around during preparation. In the preceding day, when they had stakeholders meeting, chairman was not there. And in fact, I didn't quarrel with that because as a ceremonial person, he does not need to be there. It's just to oversee. It is when the returning officer declares result, you hand over to the chairman. He receives it, not to declare it. It happened in Adamawa when the rec hurriedly was, so eager to give Benani of APC governorship in Adamawa. And INEC quickly intervened that no, that is wrong. It's like terminating or aborting pregnancy in mid-trimester. And that you have no right to do that. The returning officer, the state returning officer is there to do it. That situation applies mutatis mutandis to the situation in Edo, whereby we had a returning officer appointed and directed by INEC by the national body to do the work with definite instruction to carry out. He was already there at the collation center receiving results from the local government returning officers also appointed by the national body. Bid by bid, when it got to the 8th local government, they discovered that Senator Monday Okpebolo was leading He already won 6, and then so the Hausa won 2. They sent talks there and started beating the people. Even your equipment, TVC equipment, they damaged everything. You can ask your correspondent. They damaged that of Arise everywhere, and they turned the place into a battlefield. Somebody who is winning an election cannot...
Sorry, sir. Where does that leave Uzodimma, who, oversaw the exercise?
No, he just acted, he struggled in error. He wanted to help, and he did help. But that help cannot do anything because you cannot sacrifice sanctity. You know that the mechanism leading to the emergence of any candidate is always critical to its acceptability. There must be confidence of the people. Everybody is disappointed in Edo because what they have done has, made human rights and democracy in Edo APC to take a retreat. That is the truth of the matter. And I call them democracy assassins because when people who cannot take the negative, only the positive, they want to be there all the time. They want to be the shining star all the time. So because you are losing, you cannot take it. We saw what happened during Buhari's first election against Jonathan. Even before they concluded, Jonathan congratulated Buhari. That is a true Democrat. A true Democrat. Because losing democracy is far worse than losing an election. And Jonathan exhibited that. He demonstrated it. And forever, I will continue to respect that man. But here we are, all the democratic oligarchs, people who are authoritarian politicians, people who are not true Democrats, people who have dubious allegiance to democratic norms. They are all involved now in Edo politics. And it's a shame. This is why I'm asking the national body.
Yes. I just want to get one thing very clear. Your man, that is to say, the person you are spokesman for, he emerged from the parallel election that was conducted.
No, there was no parallel election. Election was
there were
done.
2 elections.
The one that, no, only 2 results, no election. You should get this. Without the first question, you don't go to the why issue. You must follow it chronologically. Election is done with collection of results from the wards, local government. Is that not so? Not just, it's not automatic. You don't just go to the why issue and declare results. They say unless it's furnished.
Let me stay with you. Let me stay with you. You are saying, whereas it is being reported as, there was a parallel election. You are saying that is faulty. You are saying that is faulty. You are saying that there were there were not 2 elections. There was no parallel election, but there were 2 results. Is that what you're saying?
Thank you.
2 results.
Yes, they just announced results, which means one is fake because one did not pass through the mill of a proper election. That's what I'm saying.
I'm going to have to give you time, sir, since we don't have both parties on the program at the moment. That is to also have representation for the winner that has been declared. You have problems with that declaration. I'm talking about
it's not the winner, please. I'm correcting. This is the danger of a single narrative.
Sorry, sir.
But you are taking one. Excuse me. You are taking one as the winner.
You know what? Let me tell you, sir. Let me tell you, Honorable. Yes. I'll tell you something.
Yes.
I am not taking one. I am simply taking what is on the ground that needs your clarification. And I'm going to give you all the time you need to state the case. But the way it appears to everybody now, and this you have faulted, is that there was a parallel election. You've explained there was nothing like that. There was a parallel election, and that is what produced Okpebolo. And you have said now, no. And yet there is the one that the chairman of your party has, congratulated the winner of.
Who says the chairman cannot make mistake? And this is why it's difficult now to pronounce it nationally.
I did say that I would give you all the time, sir. So you need to explain this, please, as if somebody who wasn't even in the country and wants to know what happened at the APC primary for Edo State. Explain that to us, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. APC primaries held on the 17th, which is last Saturday, and officials from the national headquarters, though the national body set up a team for that purpose, appointed 18 returning officers for the 18 local government, appointed the state returning officer, and elections was conducted. A designated place, collation center, was also there. They all went there. The state returning officer was receiving from the local government returning officer all results as they were coming in. The first local government, second, up to the 8th. They now discovered, and it was being live by your TVC. Live. People were following and they were praising the process. They commended the process for transparency and the seamless nature. And it was going on until the 8th. When they got to the 8th local government, it was clear that Monday Okpebholo was sailing through. True and true. He won 6 already. Dennis Idahosa, the favored candidate of Adaso Shomole, won 2. Then immediately they sent talks to the place. Destroyed the place. The question now, who sent talks to the place? Is it the person leading? Because it will be antithetical to reason, and it will be logical somersault for somebody who is winning to send talks to disrupt a process that is producing him. And that place is the place designated, and all officials from national body were there. Some of them were brutalized and reduced to the worst form of human degradation. Many people are still in the hospital. Is that one democracy? Is that how you, is it? That is the height of desperation. So they disrupted the place. While they did that, Hope Uzodinma, the chairman, who has not been around, flew in into Benin at about 1 p.m., went straight to Procedural Hotel to meet Oshomole. Oshomole was there too. Of course, they are friends. I don't quarrel with that. And he can praise Oshomole likes him. Yes, Shakespeare said there is flattery in friendship. I like that. They can go on. But not to damage the interest, the collective will of the people. So he went straight to that place. What with your head, they now call journalists. And he took a piece of paper. Meanwhile, the national body gave a designated, a prescribed paper to the returning officer to feed results into. And that is where Monday Okpebholo's result is feed. So he just wrote it and wrote the result, called them and declared, excuse me, sir, and declared the result there that Dennis Idahosa has won. But the question is, where did Hope Uzodinma, who just entered 1 p.m., where did he get results he declared? Because you cannot be declaring, you must place something, you cannot place something or nothing and expect it to stand, it will collapse. This other person collected results, he was receiving results from all local governments, upon which he decided and came to the conclusion that Monday Okpebholo won. But in the other place, nothing. This is why I said no parallel primaries, except we are talking of another result declared, which is fake. So we can't say they are able to equities. Now,
when you say
because
it's fake,
the other one,
where does that leave? Sorry, sir. Where does that leave Hope Uzodinma, who superintended over the election? And as I said, you say people can be in error. His efforts have been commended on behalf of the party by the chairman of the party. But you did explain that bit as to say, well, people can be in error. People can make mistakes. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Yes. The chairman, no, the question now is, what is stopping the chairman of the party now from giving certificate of returns to the person he congratulated? The process he has said is all right. Why issue it now? He cannot, because he knows very well that that thing was flawed. It was flawed, and there is no way you can do it. If you do that, you have killed the party in Edo State. That's the truth. Oshomole alone cannot deliver the...
Can you go as far, Honorable, as saying that there was no primary election in Edo State by APC? Can you go that far? There was primary election, but they don't want to recognize it. That's the issue. Okay.
The primary election of those they sent from national...
Excuse me, I'm not genuine.
No. Yes, that is the one. Because that primary was conducted by those they sent themselves. You cannot approbate and reprobate now. They sent them to do work for them, gave them all the materials. Those ones have done it. They were even brutalized. They were beaten. So
all right.
You are not. You send people on errands to do a work and they were beaten, and you are turning your face to the other side to that one is somehow.
All right. Let's say a viewer has called in.
The whole world.
A viewer has called in. Let's take his contribution. Let's take how he sees this, because he might have followed it himself. Good morning to you, Mr. George.
Good morning, Uncle Yori. Good morning to the guest you are talking to.
Honorable Paul Ohambamo.
Yes.
Well
Uncle Yori, the truth of this matter, as I see it, is that APC is not serious in taking over that state. I am more or less a stakeholder. What people are saying at the background that brought about all this hula baloo is the failure of the party to zone the next governorship ticket to the Edo Central. Those from Edo Central never liked the idea of making it open. And when they saw that they could not win that argument, they have now ganged up, let me use that word advisedly, to say that if we cannot get it, we will make sure no other person gets it. But the leader of the party, which is Comrade Adam Soshomole, unfortunately did not see the right reading in the air. That is the man that is speaking to you. If you ask him, maybe if he cannot say it privately, he will say, and if he cannot say it publicly, he will say it privately. That is the root of this problem. What led to a result that cannot be officially announced now, that is the simple problem. And if they go to the election in this mode, what will happen is those in Edo Central who think it is their turn to get it will work against the party and give opportunity to Obaseki to produce another type of Obaseki in that state, which most people in that state are resisting. That's what will happen.
All right.
So unless they are able to put their house in order and put selfishness aside, APC will not get it in Edo. Mark my words.
Thank you very much, Mr. George, for calling in. That's one interested party. You've heard his analysis. And
thank you.
A thing like this often is not as simple as it looks. What would you say, especially aspects he took about, look, this thing, because of some disgruntled members of the party, it had the complexities that it had. First of all, talk to me about Edo Central.
Thank you very much. I am from Edo South. I've always clamored from the beginning that power should go to Edo Central. And in fact, the man who called in, told you the fact. People are against. They were against initially. But when they saw sentiment of the people, even minorities in Edo State, the Igbos there, the Yorubas, the Hausas, they all say power should go to the third place. Because Edo State is sitting on a tripod, Edo North, Edo South, and Edo Central. Edo South has had its own historical possibilities, with this year making it 16 years. If another Edo South person comes to make 24, it will be SS. Edo North, through Oshomole, has had 8 years. Only Edo Central has not had a 10. So we are saying, even though I'm a Benin man from Edo South, that it should go to Edo Central. And this is why you see me talking with this kind of, temper. Because when you drive people to desperate solution, the result you get will be disastrous. And because of this sentiment, people like Osagie Yamu, the former governorship candidate of the party, and a powerful, actor in Edo State, stepped down for Senator Monday Okpebholo so that power can go to Edo Central. A former deputy governor, Lucky Imaswen, also stepped down all his supporters to support Monday Okpebholo so that power can go to Central. Because it was clear that everyone wants power to go to Central. And that is the only road. It may be a difficult road, it's the only road to go. And that is the intelligence, the clever thing Obaseki has been able to do. They now want the Ishans, the Edo Central people to believe that Obaseki loves them. And APC does not love them. And that is a danger in its own. Now,
okay,
one
moment.
Sir. What happened? What happened?
One moment, please. I beg your pardon. It'll be a rolling kind of explanation because someone else has called in. Let's hear it from Michael's perspective, calling in from River State. Good morning, sir.
Someone else has called in. Let's hear it from Michael.
Michael, if you can hear us, please go ahead.
Sir? Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Michael.
My name is Michael. I'm calling from River State.
Please go ahead.
If you can hear us, please go ahead.
Yeah, I want to ask you that all this will not be confusing to us Nigerians.
My name is Michael. I'm calling from River State.
So my question is...
Michael, you got to help us. Your television is on. The sound is on, and that is distorting everything. So mute the volume of your television set, please, so we don't have an echo of everything you say. Carry on, sir.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Hello?
Good morning.
Hello? So I'm asking you a question.
Sure.
In election, whose duty is it to announce results? Is it a returning officer or the chairman of the electoral authority? Whose duty? So that they will not be confusing Nigerians. Today we are doing another thing. Tomorrow we are doing another thing. Whose duty is it to call results? Constitutionally, that is what we want to know. I'm not after Central or South or North, but in that election or in any election, whose duty is it to call results?
Okay.
So that Nigerians will know, yes.
All right. Thank you very much, Michael. Thank you very much. Our guest, Honorable Hombamo, nodded at that question. That means it must have, you must see it as a good one. Now, yes. Before you go, sir, let me ask you, who declared the result in Edo State, as a matter of fact?
The result was declared by the returning officer, appointed for that purpose by the national body, Dr. Ugboja.
Okay.
And that is the right from the question
the right and proper person?
Is the right yes, you can just draw analog between it and what happened in Adamawa during the governorship. When the REC, because the resident electoral commission hurriedly declared results. And INEC immediately intervened to say, no, you are only the REC, that it is the returning officer. Is the one who should declare someone returned. That's why he's a returning officer. So it's the returning officer that you declare a candidate returned as nominated. Not the chairman. The chairman is just there as ceremonial head to oversee. And this is why during the preparations, the elections, Opusodima was not around. Because it was not his duty. He only came to satisfy some, because it's an entrenched interest, trying to manipulate the process. That's just it.
Well, in fact, this is why, excuse me, sir, this is why that place where you had the return officer, the 18 return officers of the 18 local government, that's where INEC monitored. That is where the DSS monitored, and they have their reports that they monitored that, not the other one. Because they couldn't have monitored that of Hope Uzodimma. He was not around. So he did not get result from local government. The way this one got it, the normal thing was done. So Honorable Dennis Idahosa, that is in the news, yes. You are saying that nobody actually declared him.
No, because that one, they struggled in error. It was theater of the absurd. What happened at that place? Because there was no primaries conducted by Uzodimma. You can't just announce result. That is, that is a solution in search of a problem. You can't just announce result. From where did you get it? You manufactured them.
Okay. Mr. Ideho is calling in from Lagos. Good morning to you, Charles.
Yeah, good morning to you, Yori.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Well, I felt compelled to call in. Am I on air?
Yes, you are.
Good. I felt compelled to call in because of what looks like a charade, going on in my state. I'm from Edo State. I'm also what we say a stakeholder, though I'm a journalist. But I think what is happening is a manifestation of the warped electoral system that we have in this country. Both general election, both gubernatorial, both even in national, whether national assembly, all of them. Now, a simple primary that's supposed to lead to the emergence of a flag bearer. Look at what is happening. I think it's a shame. Edo has never been in the news for the right reason. I mean, this past few years, because of all these winners they call. There are processes that have been set. So why is INEC not coming out to say this and this and this are the processes? The electoral law has stipulated what they are supposed to do. So I think what Honorable Homamu and his people should be saying is that let them insist that INEC, that is charged with the responsibility of organizing some of these things, should come out and then clear so that they can state the path instead of all these things. Permanent head, according to the law, yes. What is the law? What's the law saying? So can't we go there and pick out the books and say, okay, this is what the law says, and then all of us, so we can move on and then let the Edo breathe?
I hear you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Charles, for calling in. Go ahead, Honorable. You seem to be in agreement with Mr. Edeho's...
Yes, the INEC came out. INEC came out in a press conference by the REC, Resident Electoral Commission, that the primaries that produced Senator Mondo Okpebholo, the Edo Central man that they don't want now, is the one they monitored. And the law says for any primary to be valid, INEC must monitor it. The implication is that, the meaning of that is that you must give INEC notice of your primary, give them the place you are holding it and everything. INEC monitored the one that they want to subdue now because they have power. But they must realize that, yeah, it is excellent to have a giant strength, but it is tyrannous to use it like a giant. That message is to Oshomole and Hope Uzodimma. Now, INEC monitored, DSS monitored. DSS monitored.
Wait a minute. Let me just clear that bit, because Senator Oshomole, he's not here, neither does he have a spokesman here. You seem to be placing a lot of the blame for the imbroglio at the doorstep of the senator. How so?
Yes, he has been a leader. We expected, as a leader, you must stand at the intersection, not taking sides. This is why when people go to traditional rulers, they may have their preference, but they take all of them as their children. You know, the traditional rulers will say, okay, you are all my children, go. He can, in his own closet, be praying for one person. But Oshomole came out and publicly told the people that they should go and vote for Dennis Idahosa. And the people wanted to take their destiny in their hands, because you cannot continue to manipulate people. And they know that he always has that weak way of making choices. So the people went to the field to vote for the Edo Central man, Monday Okpebholo. They saw it coming. Of the 6 results declared, in the seamless primary that was going on at the Coalition Center, of the 8 results, Okpebholo won 6. Denko, the preferred candidate of Oshomole, won 2. So they sent talks. The question now is, who sent talks? Is it the person leading that will send talks to disrupt and truncate a process that is helping him, that he is, succeeding in, or the person losing? So when you look, everyone in Edo, you can carry out your independent investigation. You will know that I have come here today to tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Okay, that's a fine place to take a break.